Hi everyone and welcome to my grand summary. There will be no summary of the storylines because they're all in all the previous videos. So here we go, book one. This is what starts the ball rolling. This is the black and white version and this is the colour version. This belongs to a trilogy and it gets off to a very bad start. I gave this 4 out of 10. I found issues with the story. Then we got a good upswing to Aliens Book 2, which I gave 10 out of 10. Much better story. And then we went back downhill with this one. But I did give it 5 out of 10. So this is tricky. Now, as this is a trilogy, if you think you can get by just with that one, do so. But if you think you cannot, you're going to have to pick up Outbreak Book 2 and Earth War as a complete story. And you'll probably find Book 2 is a lot better than Outbreak and Earth War. Okay, so let's move on. Now, for those of you who are on the lookout for these, secondhand, obviously now, because these are 30 years old, Aliens Genocide, I recommend. Totally recommend trying to get hold of this one. It's a good story and I gave this one 10 out of 10. Aliens Tribe was a little different from the usual. As we all know, this had colour plates in it, opposed to graphic pictures. This was a good story. More like a novel. And I gave this one, let me think, was it Alien Tribes? 8 out of 10. Then back to normal. Aliens Hive. And I gave this one 8 out of 10. Then we came to Aliens Newt's Tale. Oh dear, they missed a trick here. They missed giving us much more detail of the backstory of the events that unfolded on Hadley's Hope, which was a shame because most of the book is really what you see in the film Aliens. But nevertheless, there is some good news. I believe there's an audio book called Aliens River of Souls or River of Pain, something like that. I forget the actual title. I think it's knocking around on YouTube somewhere. It's a long audio book, about 4 hours plus long, and that does tell you a very good backstory of the events that unfold on Hadley's Hope on LV-426. So if you can come across that, listen to it, because it is well worth listening to. It goes into much greater detail than the graphic novel, but nevertheless, the graphic novel wasn't bad. Then we came to Aliens Rogue, and I gave that 9 out of 10. Good story. Aliens Labyrinth, 9 out of 10. Brutal story in places, but it was a good story. Then Aliens Stronghold, and I gave that 10 out of 10. Now, this is another one I would definitely recommend keeping an eye out for. But you've got to bear in mind there's a little bit of a backstory that sort of connects up to Aliens Hive, because Jerry here is a more advanced android than the one that was featured in Aliens Hive. You don't necessarily have to read Aliens Hive, because it doesn't go into too great detail. It just gives you a very brief summary in this novel, and this one I definitely recommend everyone get hold of. Also, I would recommend after those two, Rogue and Labyrinth, but Stronghold and Genocide are the two you really want to get hold of. Then we come to Aliens Kidnapped. Now that was 2 stories, that was Kidnapped and Cargo, and I gave both of these stories 7 out of 10. And I also gave Aliens Music of the Spears 7 out of 10. And that actually now concludes my Alien review of all my graphic novels. For those of you who tuned in, I hope you enjoyed. And those of you who are just tuning in for this one, saying I don't want the storyline, just give me the score, well, this is the video for you. So there you go, that's my collection. I know there are a few more knocking around out there, and I may buy them myself in due course, and I'll probably review them if I ever do pick up any new ones. So there we go. So just going through them again. As I say, this one is definitely well worth getting hold of. This one's worth getting hold of. And this one. And as I said, this one is like a prequel sort of story to Stronghold, but only because of the android alien in this one. You may want to think about that to pick that one up along with Stronghold. Then Tribes, Genocide, thoroughly recommend it, go for it, get that one. That one and Stronghold are the two that are well worth getting hold of. And finally we come to the trilogy. So there we go, folks. That is my grand review of all my graphic novels. And if I ever buy some new ones in due course in the terms of whenever, I may even do a review of them and post them up in my Aliens playlist. Okay, folks, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed watching all these videos, or just this one, and I hope you all have a nice day, and I'll be moving on making some different videos. Thank you very much. Goodbye.